Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels. This week we're going to be taking a look at a subscriber deck submitted to us by Sir Onimu. It is a Jund ramp deck, so uses things like Sandworm Convergence and just big Zendikar incarnates and stuff like that. Really big creatures and a ton of X-Burn spells as well to just take advantage of all of the ramp that we'll be doing. So there are plenty of options for us to use. Once we hit all of our land drops, it's very easy for us to use pretty much all of the lands in our entire deck, which is awesome. So if you haven't already checked out the deck tech, then be sure to do so. And if you want to have a deck of your own featured on the channel in the future, don't forget to send me that either in the email, which is in the description below, or by the comment section as well. That will also work. Alright guys, without further ado, I will see you in the games. Alright, we're in and we're on the draw. We've got a 4-land hand, the right colours and a ton of retreats, which means these lands, well, at least one of them is going to do something interesting. So I think we can do this hand. It seems reasonable. Lead off with our Smouldering Marshes first, since they're going to come into play tapped. Evolving Wilds for opponent, not going to crack it. Doesn't want to show us what he's got. That's fair enough. Don't want to show you what I've got either. Alright, what are we working with, Reefer Sutherland? It's a great name. Green. Okay. Fitting, I suppose. Reefer Sutherland. Love it. He's got to beat me with 24 life though, otherwise it's just flavour fail, to be perfectly honest. Right. Let's just play the other marsh and pass. Cracks the wilds. For a blue. Okay. Simic ramp, maybe? Still could be. Use Scions as your ramp strategy, I suppose. Westvale Abbey works quite well with that. Okay, so play a forest, and which one do we want to go with first? So we could gain a ton of life, but I'm not sure what he's playing, so I'm not sure how much our life gain is going to matter. So I think the safest strategy is just to go with the Retreat to Hagra then, since that is damage as well as life. We don't have any counters, anything to put counters on, should I say. Crumbling Vestige for red Teamer. Okay. And goes with the Druid of the Cowl, so we are ramping. We are certainly ramping. We have a target for our counters, not that we'd want to do that. Sandworm Convergence. Okay, so if we went to 4 to 6 to 7, we won't get Sandworm until the turn after, so we might as well veg next turn and use retreats for this one. So retreat to Kazandu, and then let's leave up a black mana, gain some life, drain our opponent, makes it look like Fatal Push as opposed to Primal Bellow if it were a forest. Let's just start gaining a ton of life while our opponent ramps into something. Ether Hub. Okay. So they're on 6 mana right now. They could do some pretty nasty stuff. Going with a Reality Smasher though. Okay. Once we get our Sandworm Convergence down, that's going to be okay, because we can actually just block it with the 5/5 Worm creature token. And also we're gaining a ton of life until then, so it's not really too much to worry about. Alright, let's Explosive Vegetation for green. Might as well go double green, because we've got triple black and double red. And green is the most important in this deck. Alright, so we've essentially just gained all the life that we just lost from the Reality Smasher, and a little bit more as well. Opponent is down to 16, we're up to 27. Sandworm Convergence in this case, though, is by no means a win condition at this point, but it will slow our opponent down quite substantially. So we get a token on our end step, which can block the Reality Smasher, then we get a token next end step, which we can use to stick loads of counters on with our retreats. Another land. Our opponent is potentially holding up counters, but I don't think he's running them. He seems very focused on ramping more than anything else. So let's just go Forest. Gain 2 life, drain our opponent, and then let's just slam a Sandworm Convergence. And hope our opponent isn't running counters. Well, it resolves. So we're getting our 5/5, even if they have enchantment removal, we still have a blocker for Reality Smasher, which buys us time to find another win condition. Plus, I think if he had Reclamation Sages, he would have used them already on some of our retreats. Nissa going to Planeswalker mode. Okay. Probably ticking up. Yep. If it's a land, it goes on the battlefield, which it is. Anything else goes into hand. Get some energy. And an Uvenwald Hydra. Rogue's Passage being grabbed would be pretty bad. And that is indeed what he goes to get. So he can hit us for 9 every turn. We can answer it with a Heaven later. Well, the Earth more specifically. It's going to cost us 12. To kill that next turn. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, not enough. Okay, well, what we can do is go retreat. And we can just stick loads of counters on our worm. And give it Death Touch so that we can swing in. And now we win next turn unless he holds back his Hydra to block. So he can chump with the Smasher or he can chump with the Hydra next turn. He's going to have to do both eventually. We end our turn, we get another 5/5. Which forces our opponent to sink 4 mana into... 5 mana total into the Rogue's Passage to get through with the Hydra. Ticks up with Nissa. It's a Weaver of Currents. Okay. Wouldn't mind a Rogue's Passage of our own. That'd be nice. And our opponent's had enough. Awesome. Reef of Sutherland, you're going down. And we won on 24. Boom. Flavor win. Lumbering Falls. Okay. Are you coming in? You are not. That's fair enough. Weaver of Currents to come down. What we can do is get Earth in our graveyard. Ooh, Zendikar Incarnate. That works out as well. That's nice. We can get Earth into our graveyard and then get rid of his smaller blockers. So we pay Heaven for 1. Then Earth for 2, we need to do it for 3 after that. 1, 2, 3. So we can pay for that. We play our Swamp, we get our Incarnate down. Yeah, sweet. And it's potentially going to... It's actually not going to force a trade, unfortunately. But if we put the Death Touch on the bigger creature, which is the one he's likely to block, then he probably loses his Hydra. Okay, so Heaven for nothing, because it does nothing. Earth, however, we want to do that for 3. Like so. And then we get to play our swamp. Let's... Stick counters on the smaller one. Give Death Touch to the bigger one. Spatial Contortion to kill our smaller one. Spatial Contortion again to kill the same smaller one. Oh, AI. You are silly. That's fine. He still really needs to block. And then we've got a Zendikar Incarnate to come back. Even then. So this won't kill him, but it will later. He takes it. So we play Zendikar Incarnate. That's a 10-4. And then we get ourselves a 5-5 as well. Boom. So we are essentially presenting lethal. If we get a land drop, it's definitely lethal. Because I'm assuming that's not a creature in their hand. Or removal. So they can suit up the Lumbering Falls, and then they can block and block. And then we just need a land drop. Ah, they got a Tireless Tracker. Just need a land drop in order to make that a 7-7. But it was not to be. Rogue Refiner draws them a card, so they've got a Tireless Tracker and an Unknown. And down comes the Tireless Tracker. Final card is Spring. Such a library for a basic land. Okay, what's life on the back? Oh, Spring to Mine. Draw 2. Okay. Really inefficient draw spell on the back. Gets a clue. Come on, Rogue's Passage. Hey, well that is a future Rogue's Passage. It's not one right now though, unfortunately. Uvenwald Hydra. Grab our Rogue's Passage. We will put a counter on you. Put a counter on you. And give the little one... Actually, I'll give this one +1/+0 and Death Touch. Yeah. Force a chump block with that worm. Pump this one up to be able to block that. We've got a Rogue's Passage ready to kill. Let's just swing in with everything, get his board clear. And we get another worm on our end step. And an unblockable creature, no matter what it is, later down the line. Alright. Show me what you've got. He does have a clue to crack. I don't think that'll help him. Ticks up with Nissa for a druid. Also won't help him. Probably going to crack the clue then. Spending 6 to draw 2 cards. Limits his options in terms of his mana now. And looks like he's going to pass. Druid coming down. If you'd have attacked him with the Hydra, you would have probably maybe used his energy to have an onward. You never know. Which essentially doubles the life total. And an Omnixilus to kill whatever creature we want. Well, we're going to go in for lethal right now. Let's stick it on the Zendikar Incarnate. Short of a fog, I'm not sure what he could have. that gets him out of this. But I'm best attacking with everything. See if he has, for some odd reason, a Blessed Alliance, then we want to be attacking him with Mod 1 Creature. If he manages to get his way out of this, then at least he's taking 5 minimum after blocks. Yeah. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Let's go to the next game. Alrighty then, we are in. We're on the play. We have 2 Evolving Wilds to thin out a deck, and then Explosive Vegetation with the mana to cast it into an Uvenwald Hydra. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet hand. It's a slow hand, but it's a sweet hand. Let's crack the Evolving Wilds and go get ourselves a mountain. Don't really want to draw too many lands, so we're cracking our Evolving Wilds now to lower the odds of that happening. Because since we've got Explosive Vegetations in hand, we're already ramping without making land drops. Oh my, it's some sort of aggressive deck. Goblin Balloon Brigade. Don't see you get played outside of Origins. Alright, Evolving Wilds again. Go get a green sauce. Pass the turn. We've got a Nissa's Renewal, which we can ramp into with our Explosive Vegetation. We have all the ramps, so we just need all the answers to draw into now. With our hand, we can essentially cast anything in our deck once we've used this all. Guessing for 1. Question is our opponent in a really aggressive deck that's going to punish us? Harsh Mentor is not going to hurt us. Another Evolving Wilds. I just thought, oh, bugger. Evolving Wilds, activated ability, will burn us. That's annoying. Didn't consider that. Yeah, well, it was likely to stick around for a while anyway, and Nissa's Renewal is going to gain us 7 life, so shouldn't really come back to bite us all that much. We'll crack this Evolving Wilds on his end step if for some reason he decides he wants to sack this. Which he doesn't. So I'm going to crack that. Take 2. I'll get double black, I think, if in case Ribbons gets put into our graveyard. Cinderglade. Alright. Explosive Vegetation up to 6 mana. Let's get mountain and a forest. Double of everything now. So we are essentially golden. Uvenwald Hydra coming down next turn. Grabs a Rogue's Passage and will be an 8/8. But we are getting low on life, so the turn after we're going to have to Nissa's Renewal and gain that life back. Goblin Arsonist. And another Balloon Brigade. There's a lot of damage. Jaddy Offshoot. That actually is quite helpful. So, next turn we're taking, if we don't block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could go with a Jaddy Offshoot, play a land, play Nissa's Renewal, gain quite a fair amount of life. Doing this before or after the Uvenwald Hydra makes absolutely no difference, so let's just try and gain as much life as possible, really, while our opponent's tapped out and can't kill our Offshoot. It's a decent blocker for one of his creatures as well. So we got that going for us, and later down the line, Explosive Vegetation also gains his life as well. Nissa's Renewal. Make sure we don't die. Forest, forest, forest. Gain 7, gain another 3. We're up to 19, sorry. So it's almost as though he hadn't done anything. Which is right where we want to be. Another Arsonist. Okay, and swings for everything. Sure. I'm going to block 2 of it. At this point, I'm not so fussed about a Magma Spray. Down to 13. Read the Bones. Quite an expensive card since life total is quite relevant here. Uvenwald Hydra. Grab a Rogue's Passage. We're going to have ourselves a 12/12 unblockable. A little bit more with the Explosive Vegetation. So play our land drop. We'll Explosive Vegetation now. Next turn we'll Read the Bones if we don't draw into anything good. Let's grab the mountain and the swamp. So we've got 14/14. We can start killing our opponent's creatures now when they come in for attacks. Question is, are we fast enough? Holding back 1 creature. Don't think he realises Rogue's Passage gives unblockable. So let's take down the Harsh Mentor. Take a fair chunk. So Read the Bones really wants to find Heaven to Earth. So we're going to go down to 5. Which is not in burn range to die. But it will the following turn. If we swing in, we're just dead. So Read the Bones really needs to find something good here. Let's not tap stupidly, game. Let's tap like that. Give me a board wipe. Don't have the land drops for those to be good, so bottom both. Neither of them are good either. Let's go again. Round 2. Let's tap double green. Nissa's Renewal. Take that. And I don't want the Incarnate. It seems like it's easily capable of dying. We've got ourselves a land drop as well. So Nissa's Renewal is going to leave us with 2 mana. So we can actually go Tireless Tracker, land, renewal. Get tons of clues, tons of life. Play the land, get a clue. Nissa's Renewal, don't think there's enough targets in here, but that doesn't really matter too much. Get 2 clues. We've got no more basics left in our deck. We almost have lethal with the Hydra alone. If we attack him with the Hydra, he swings in with everything. We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we just hold back because the Rogue's Passage is going to be great. Next turn, we've got clues to crack to find our land drops. He's just going to block a 1/1. That's all we're going to be stopping. So I don't think it really helps to attack. Block, on the other hand, maybe deters him from using Karizev, which is the biggest damage dealer on the board right now. So let's see what he does. Karizev's Expertise, that stings, that 3/3. I think he expected it to be a 17/17, but I'm not sure. Coming in with everything. No, he's not. He's holding back. So, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is bad. is very bad. I'm going to have to block there in order for our Tireless Tracker not to die. Go down to 2. Get our Hydra back. And I think that just means we win. So, tap our mana correctly. I'm going to make the Hydra unblockable. Yeah, it's trying to kill me here. Make sure not to tap any of that black mana. All green, please. That works as well. Actually, that works better. Make the Hydra unblockable. And, well, we didn't have to do ribbons, but we still can. We got 20 power on the board. We've got ribbons in the graveyard, which is an X spell to deal X life. So we can deal an extra 8 on top of this, and that's going to be game. That was close. Should have maybe not blocked with the offshoot. Now that I think about it, it would have made it a little less close, because we would have been able to gain a fair bit of life, and we wouldn't have been at 2 life, but well, didn't end up mattering, so... Anyway guys, if you did enjoy the content, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you do have a deck that you'd like to see me play in the future, then be sure to either send me that via an email or in the comments section below, and I will put you on a list for subscriber deck series in the future. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that little bell icon as well right next to the subscription button, and that'll give you notifications when the next video goes up. I do hope you enjoyed, and if you like the deck, check out the deck tech, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.